Let's practice typing some equations in Schoology. So for this first one, we have some exponents we want to work with. First of all, to access the equation editor, we're going to click this pi symbol. So let's click that, and then I can type in what I want. Now once in a while, this equation editor may come up and the box may block some of the equation here. Notice I can't drag this, I can't move it. So if you are using the equation editor, you want to maybe write this down, make sure you have the equation, everything you need before you bring this box up. So x squared, I can just do x right from my keyboard. And there's a couple different ways we can do exponents. I'll show both here. So if I do shift 6 on my keyboard, that's a little caret symbol will give me an exponent. I can type that in. I'll show you another way on this next one. Y. Now if I click here to equations and I click this little x to the y button, it'll give me that exponent as well. And so then I'm just going to type -3 in my box and insert. Notice I now have typed that expression exactly like we see here. So that's a good way we can do exponents, which you will do regularly in this class. Let's look at the next one. Now we're going to type fractions in. We also are doing exponents here just to practice. So fractions. Really the best way to make fractions look clean is to use the equation editor. And so let me again model that. So click the equation button, that pi symbol. And one of the easiest ways to do this is like this. There are actually a couple of ways you could type fractions, but let's do it like this. Click the equations box here, and then click the x over y. Then it'll come up nice and easy. So 2x to the 5th over 3y to the 7th. And I just did those exponents, the little keyboard shortcut. This would work just the same if I had like x plus 5 over something. Again, just use that fraction button, nice and clean, okay? Now for this next one, we're going to type set builder notation, and this is actually a little easier if you don't use the equation editor. This is also practice typing inequality symbols, which you're frequently going to do. So for this one, I'm just going to use my keyboard. We also are going to insert some symbols. So this is right on my keyboard. It's right next to the, just right of the P symbol on my keyboard. If I do shift and then that bracket symbol, then I'm going to do X right from my keyboard. Now to do this vertical line, that's also on my keyboard. It's the button right above enter. So if I do shift and then hit that button, I'll get that vertical line. X is less than or equal to 3. So a less than, greater than I could do on my keyboard, but not the equals. So I'm actually going to do a symbol here. I'm going to click Insert Special Character, and then I'm going to find that inequality. Okay, and here it is, less than or equal to 3, space, or x is greater than or equal. So I'm going to go back to that special character, find greater than or equal, and then 5, and then close that off. Most of this we could do with the equation editor, but the regular text or, and it won't allow us to do spaces, so it gets kind of messy. So this one I would go ahead and just use regular text. The only thing we need to insert are those inequality symbols. Okay? This next one, let's do interval notation. We're also going to just use our keyboard for this one. We are going to insert those symbols. So let's do parenthesis, negative. Now let's go find that infinity symbol. So insert special character, and it's right here. So that's our infinity symbol, comma 3, bracket. I'm just using that for my keyboard. This union symbol is just, I'm going to use a capital U for my keyboard. So shift U, then another bracket, 5 comma, and let's do infinity. Again, don't worry about what this notation means at this point. We're going to practice that in the course. We're just looking at how to type some of these symbols and expressions in Schoology to help get us started. Okay, how about an absolute value? I've already kind of shown that. You could do this one with the equation editor, or regular text is fine. So I'm just going to do regular text. It is a little bit quicker. So I'm going to use that button right above enter again on my keyboard. So shift And that gives me the vertical line. We'll use that to represent absolute value. And then equals 7. So again, I could type that pretty quickly right from my keyboard. Again, you can do that, go do that in the equation editor. You'll use the same vertical key as the quickest way to do it if you want to do that as well. Now this next one is modeling how to solve a problem and show the steps, okay? The really big thing here is showing your work. The key is do it vertically, okay? Step, step, step. Don't do it horizontally. They all run together and it gets really messy in Schoology. So show your steps vertically. And this one, honestly, I just want you to kind of see it, so you could just copy and paste that work right in this box. That would be fine. It's going to show up fine because I've already done the work for you. I just want you to practice seeing the work, how to insert it into a box, okay? And then this very last one, a lot of students like to work it out on paper, which is always recommended. Please do that. And then sometimes it's easier for them to take a picture of it using their phone or even using their Chromebook or laptop and then upload that work. So I want to model how to do that. So if you haven't already, work that last problem out on paper. You can just copy the steps that I showed. I've already done this and I've got it on my computer. So I'm going to show you how to insert an image. Okay, sometimes students will copy and paste a photo in here. It will not work. I will not be able to see that as your instructor. So here's how we do it. So click Image Media, Upload Media. We're going to attach file, and then just go find that file on your computer. Let me drag this in so you can see it. So I've again already got this image here. So open. Now it looks really big right here. That's just fine. Okay, depending on the size of your file is how it's going to show up here. And you do want a pretty good size file so it shows up clearly for your instructor. And I'm going to click Review Answers. And now you can see what I've typed. So here's what I typed, there's what I've typed. And down below, now here's the image I uploaded. Notice the whole thing shows up. And that is great. And then just click Submit. And you are good to go. So that's just a little practice how we can use Schoology to type equations, type symbols in, as you're going to be doing a lot of that in this class.